Over other nations. And on this topic, earlier I discussed it in more detail with Daniel Lacalle. He's the chief economist at Tressis Hedge Fund in Europe. Daniel, good to see you as always. So let's break this down here. What does it mean when Meloni says she's vowing to relaunch Italy's cooperation with China?
Well, I think it's a little bit of rhetoric, no, and a little bit of diplomacy, because Italy's relationship with China in terms of trade is enormous, no? The government data shows that basically there's about $18 billion in 2022 and rising of exports from Italy to China. And also that imports have also been rising quite significantly. The exports of China to Italy have more than doubled in the period 2019-2022. So Italy and China have a pretty strong relationship. I think that maybe what we're hearing is a message in which Italy is trying to separate itself from the messages of the president of France and the messages of the European Union relative to electric vehicles from China and trading with the Asian giant in general. But obviously, there is very little that can be done in terms of increasing more the levels of exports and imports from China, which are quite significant in Italy.
Okay, but I can't help but wonder, this new 3-year economic pact that was agreed upon between the two countries, because if you look back to the trade pact between China and the U.S., China never lived up to those agreements. So give us your thoughts on how this would play out.
I think it's a very good point, because the likelihood of China not living up to the agreement is significant if we look at the history of similar types of deals between the European Union and China, and also between individual nations and China. And we've also seen that with the Belt and Road Initiative. So it's quite challenging because it is very difficult to reach an agreement that is going to be beneficial for both parties and beneficial to economies that are already doing quite well in terms of exports. It's easier for China to multiply its exports than for Italy to do so.
So you mentioned earlier that perhaps Italy's move here may be more messaging. Does that mean China actually has the ability to do severe damage to Italy, and this is why Italy wants to be on its good side?
I think it's a good point, because the automotive industry in Italy is very important. The green technology industry is also very significant for Italy. And it has quite a few called national champions in the country that are supposed to be leading the process in technology, electric vehicles, and in green energy. So in those areas, it is very difficult for Italy to compete with China. And it is more likely that the Chinese giants are going to benefit from Italy than Italy benefiting from China. Obviously, not just a question of costs, but also access to the level of minerals and the level of raw materials that are required for the green energy revolution and for the technology developments.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much for your time today, as always.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, leave your comments below, and keep defending freedom. Thank you very much.